So let's talk about the rune system. Basically, it's an alternative equipment system where if you equip runes of the same color within a specific column, you unlock set bonuses. The higher the rarity of the runes that you equip, the better your set bonus is. The set effects by rune color and rarity. So yeah, if you have a full set of common of a Y set, magic damage will be increased by 1%. If you have a full set of uncommon, that'll go 2%, etc., etc. Now, a lot of new players are probably just going to jump into this and be like, oh, I have enough common runes that I can just go and fuse them all together and attempt to get some rare runes out of it, or uncommon, rare, or higher than that. I don't necessarily recommend that you just go and randomly fuse runes together, because there may be runes that are better than you think. So if we actually take a look at the rune set that I've got right now, a really good set for basically any class is the accuracy set. So that's what I put in my first one. Accuracy is good across the board. The next one I have is the critical strike chance. Now, this isn't the set that I necessarily want for my character. What I eventually want to do is swap over to the wise rune set so that I can get the magic damage increase. Being a archmage, magic damage is the huge deal, and it's going to give me more DPS in the long run than a critical strike chance is going to give me, right? However, the reason why I haven't just like gone in and equipped this wise rune, and this wise rune, because that would give me a set bonus, but it would only give me plus 1%. Because of what I currently have equipped into here. So we take a look at the first one. This one gives me MP recovery, which is really, really good. So that's why I added that one in here. The next one I have is all damage plus 1%. Across the board, that's good. That's good for basically any class, right? And then the final one we have is the critical strike. Every attack has a 10% chance to trigger for 5 seconds, attack plus 2. Again, all of those stats are good for my character right now as I'm building DPS, despite the fact that I don't want the critical strike chance increase. I'd rather have the magic one. But if we take a look at the magic one that I have right now, the Wise Man rune, when hit has a 5% chance to trigger. For 5 seconds, my defense is increased by plus 4. Sure, that's not bad. I don't necessarily want the defense. This one, when hit, trigger damage taken from all monsters is reduced by 0.8%. Again, that's more of a defensive thing. So even though if I were to equip all these and get that increased bonus to magic, I'm missing out on the bonuses I already currently have for the runes equipped. And so the reason why I bring this up is I don't recommend you just going and hitting auto fuse and getting rid of a bunch of your stuff, because you might actually have some basic runes that you can equip, especially as you're trying to build towards other runes that could be useful for you. Let's just set up a filter real quick. I don't care about Valiant. I don't care about Focused. I do care about Accuracy. I don't care about Protect. So let's click on those, and this will show me all the runes I have of those sets that I don't really care about. Well, I don't really care about any of those, so we'll just do these 5, right? And we'll go ahead and do the fusion. And there's a chance that we'll be able to get an uncommon out of this. Looks like we just got the basic common, which is okay. And then this is the new one. So accurate rune for every 8 basic attack, accuracy plus 1. That's actually pretty good. Be a really good rune to place into this slot. For every 10 hits taken, damage taken from a general monster, reduction plus 4%. Since I'm building this as a DPS build, if this one was uncommon, I would definitely swap those two out for sure. That's basically how the rune fuse system works. I don't recommend that you just go in and just auto fuse. Fuse the ones that you know for sure you're not going to use. Let's go ahead and evolve this accurate rune. You can only fuse them if they're of the same shape. So I don't know if I have enough, the rune type specifically. So I only have 2 uncommons. If I had another one, I'd be able to fuse it and I'd be able to upgrade. Evolving a rune has a chance of changing its option and set effect. There's a small chance of the rune's tier going up as well too. So you can select the ones that you want to try to evolve. You also need to have rune shards, which you can obtain through, like, the current event is a great place to get some of these too. Again, you'll want to save some of the runes that you want to eventually, evolve. And then the rune exchange. Now, I don't have any. This is only for rare or higher runes, but you can drop it in and then you can exchange it for a different color set, which is another really great way to try to refine your runes to equip them into this set right here. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy with the runes that I have set up. Obviously, with the accuracy set, I might want to swap out some of these eventually. The attack speed is good. All damage is good. This is probably the only one that I would want to eventually swap out. As I get higher rarity accuracy runes, I'll be swapping these ones out and build from there. You want to kind of slowly build tier by tier rather than just like randomly fusing your stuff together and hoping reduction. I don't care about that. But I do have this accurate fuel rune, attack +2. Let's drop that in here. Don't discard. Don't do that. Just hit remove. It'll pay the money to remove it, and then you can drop in the new one. Just use the money. It's okay. Try to save these, because even if you don't want that rune, don't discard it. You can use it to eventually fuse for other runes or evolve it. So yeah, that's actually nice. +2 attack. That's really, really good. As for my Keen set, I will be replacing this entire set once I have enough Wise Man runes to drop in here that are good enough for what I specifically want. You get a lot of summoning tickets right now for the rune system, and a lot of the rune shards too. Let's see, 20, 30. You basically get 40 across the board by the time you're done with that. So that would be a really good way to go through and upgrade. Coming back through, just seeing Helicoptrix dance is making my day right now. That's the rune guide system. And it's also a good thing to go and check out the guides that we have on the website. But if you click on this question mark here up at the top, it gives you another breakdown specifically of how this all works if you forget how to do it. But I think the rune system is definitely is really slept on.